Alright, so welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a video I promised you guys on 2 days ago. I made this video on the double lift tutorial, and we're going to be doing a video I promised in that video, and that is a video that teaches you a card trick that uses the double lift, and this is going to be this video. So, let's get this performance going right now. So before we start the performance, I've got the Maverick red deck and the Maverick blue deck. Okay, and now what we're going to do with these two cards, with these two decks, is if I had a spectator with me, I would go ahead and give them the blue deck and say, hold on to this, okay? Just keep it, we'll get back to that later. But since I don't have a spectator, I'll just put the cards there, and we're going to be doing the actual performance with the red deck for now. Okay, now before we start, we can actually, give the deck a couple shuffles, Shuffle once, always got to shuffle it twice, and then you always got to show them, it's completely shuffled, mixed up, everything. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to have you pick a card. So you can go ahead and just touch one of these cards. So let's say you touch that one, okay? Now you take that card. Okay, so now you touch this card. So let's go ahead and see what this card is. This is the two of diamonds, okay? Now the two of diamonds, that's kind of, let's see. All right, that's interesting, because if you go ahead and open up that box of cards I had you hold, and they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna open it up. I'm gonna open up the deck of cards, and I would have them do this in their hands, and I would say, all right, now go ahead and spread through the cards, and now I would say, now they would go through, and they're gonna go through, and they're gonna find somewhere that their card, the two of diamonds, is turned around. Isn't that crazy? Alright, so that wasn't the best. There was a couple things that I didn't say like I would usually say, but that was a decent performance, and we're going to teach you that right now. Alright, so to do this trick, you're going to need two different decks of cards. Preferably, they are different colors and have the same back design. It looks better if they have two different colors. That way the decks are separate. They can be identified as different, but it's better if they match in back design, because it looks better, it looks more professional, and they match better. So, what else you need is you need to have the two of diamonds. I mean, you don't have to have the two of diamonds. In this case, I am using the two of diamonds, but you can use whichever one you want, any card you want. I just use the two of diamonds because it's my favorite card, and you're going to set them up like this. You need the same exact card from each deck, okay? And the deck you're going to be using in your hands and are going to be doing the double lift and the trick with, set that two of diamonds on the top, okay? Now, in the one where there is the other one, you're just going to set that face up somewhere in the deck, okay? Preferably around the middle. It's just better. You can do it anywhere you want, but it's easier if it's preferred them in the middle. That way, they don't have to spread too far, and they're not spreading enough, There's a difference between spreading like 6 cards and then spreading a whole bunch of cards. When it's in the middle, it looks better. In my opinion, you can do whatever the heck you want. Okay, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. As long as it's face up somewhere in the deck, preferably not the top. Because then when they open it up, they're going to be like, wow, it's face up on top, or they're just not going to notice because maybe they thought, maybe when you open it up, bam, it's like that, except for you see two diamonds, and you're like, wait, Why is it face up? You know? And, you know, that's just kind of obvious. But we're going to get into how to do the trick. Now, the trick is very, very simple. The only thing you have to do is a double lift. That's the only thing you have to do. It's very, very easy. So you start out, you pull out these 2 decks of cards, and now keep in mind, this card trick is an attention grabber, okay? You say, hey, do you want to see a card trick? It'll be super quick and simple, and they're going to be like, holy cow, this guy is amazing, you know? And then, after you show them this trick, you can show them your other tricks that are more complicated and provide more work for the both of you, you know? The spectator has to interact some more, and and it takes a little bit longer. This one's very quick, simple, to the point, and bam, okay? That's how it is. So you got your 2 decks. You pull it out and you say, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We got 2 different decks, a red and a blue one. I'm going to give you the blue one, and then you pull out the cards, and you're like, all right, so first things first, let's give them a shuffle, okay? So you pull out your riffle shuffle, and you make sure to keep that 2 on the top. It's very simple, okay? You riffle shuffle, and you make sure for people who've never done it before, it's going to be a decent chunk of cards that are going to be on the top. But for people who have practiced and are familiar with this concept of keeping that card on the top, it's basically 2 cards or 1 card. And then you can keep it on the top. So it's pretty simple. Just make sure which one is on the top. I like having it in my right hand. And then you just can give it as many shuffles as you want, because other than the top card, the order of the deck doesn't matter. Okay, and you can show them that the deck is completely shuffled, just to make sure that your 2 of diamonds is on the top. So as they're looking at the entire deck, you're looking at the top card, making sure the 2 of diamonds is on the top. They're not even going to remember where the 2 of diamonds is, even let alone see it. Okay? And now you go into the trick. You say, okay, go ahead and touch one of the cards. You make sure you say touch and not pick. If they pick it, they're going to take it out and they're going to look at it. And in this case, it's going to be the Jack of Clubs. And we cannot have that. We can have them touch one, and you're going to say, okay, you touched that one. Now let's take a look at it. You make sure to go that way and not pick a card. Oh, don't look at it, you know. If you just say touch one, it makes it smoother, I guess. It's better if you say just touch it, not, you know, pick one out. Because then they're going to pick it out, look at it, and it's going to be in the 3 of hearts, not the 2 of diamonds, okay? Close enough, but not close at all, actually. So, now what you do is you set that on top and you say, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Your card is the 2 of diamonds. Okay, now, what you can do here is you can either leave clean or leave dirty. What is that going to mean? You can either do a wrist kill like that, which is basically just lifting up the card and being, 2 of diamonds. Then you can actually hold the card, and if you're on the street, you can put that in your pocket, you know. If you're with the table, you can sit down on the table like that. You can say, alright, 2 of diamonds. That's very strange, you know. Because I actually knew you were going to pick the 2 of diamonds. And then be like, what? Huh, yeah, right. And then you're going to be like, no. I knew that you were going to pick the 2 of diamonds. And that's when you go into open up the deck and spread through. Now, they're going to spread through. And they're going to find their card. And they're going to be like, holy crap. This guy is a magician for real. Okay? Now, in that case, you are going to end dirty, which means you have a card that is face up. And, basically, all you got to do to clean that is to, if it's on the table, just pick it up and say, I know, right? That's pretty cool, right? And then all you got to do is put the 2 diamonds on top, put the red deck away, and then do the magic with the blue deck. But the advantage of doing the double lift again is then their card's in the second position from the top. Okay? Now what you can do is after that trick is over, you can put the blue deck away, and now their card is in the second position from the top, and you can be like, alright, so let's just, your card's on the top still, and now what we can do is we can put it in the middle, and bam, it's gone forever. Now you know exactly where their card is, because it's on the top, and now you can do a lot of card tricks. Okay, either you can control it to the bottom, keep it in the top, do anything you want. You can go into an ambitious card trick routine and be like, bam, now your card's back on top. Isn't that crazy? You really picked a magical card, and then you can go into another routine of ambitious card, somehow, however you do that. You can do anything, okay? You can keep it on the top, or you can be like, bam, in the middle, bam. Or you can be like, okay, your card's on the top still, so let's go ahead and just give it some cuts, mix up the deck completely, give it some shuffles so it's really mixed up. Basically, act like you lose their card, and then if they've never seen that, if they don't know anything about false shuffles, which they shouldn't, and if you do it good enough, whatever false shuffle or something you do, then you can still have their card on the top, or preferably second from the top. Then you can go into a lie detector. And be like, bam, your card is lost in this deck somewhere. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go, and I'm going to have you do that, blah, 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 and do the lie detector whole stuff, I taught that in the last video. If you want to learn lie detector, these two can actually go very well together. It's going to be a very well, and that's another card trick that uses the double lift. And I somehow messed up. Don't ask me how. I did that fast, so I don't even know what the heck I did. But, basically, the lie detector trick, basically this trick and the trick I taught yesterday, which was the lie detector trick, can actually go seamlessly if you plan it right. That's actually very good. That's a very cool thing, is when a very simple and quick trick like this can transition very smoothly into other tricks. That's what you want. They already picked a card, you already have it in the second position, you don't have to do a Marlowe tilt or a bluff pass or however you get into the second position from the top. You can do what you can already have it in the second position, do some false shuffles, false cuts, seem like it's lost, and completely blow them away with another fantastic card trick. And then you can go into having them pick a new card trick, doing any other card trick you want. But those two tricks go seamlessly together, and I think that's amazing. That is cool. That's actually really cool. That's a very cool find. Alright, well, as I promised, there it was, and there you go. So, yeah, it's a simple card trick with the double lift. So, have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll see you guys there. Have a great day, and goodbye. Magic!